dark things are loved secretly between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that doesn't bloom and carries hidden within itself the light of those flowers. And thanks to your love, darkly in my body lives the dense fragrance that rises from the earth. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you simply, without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I don't know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you. So intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand. So intimate that when I fall asleep, it is your eyes that close. Traditional Apache song. Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be a shelter to the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there is no loneliness for you. Now there is no more loneliness. Now you are two bodies, but there is only one life before you. Go now to your dwelling place to enter into your days together, and may your days be good and long on the earth. Married love. You and I have so much love that it burns like a fire, in which we each bake a lump of clay, molded into a figure of you and a figure of me. Then we take both of them and break them into pieces, and mix the pieces with water, and mold again a figure of you and a figure of me. I am in your clay, you are in my clay. In life we share a single quilt. In death we will share one bed. Whitman, we too, how long we were fooled. We too, how long we were fooled. Now transmuted, we swiftly escape as nature escapes. We are nature. Long have we been absent, but now we return. We become plants, trunks, foliage, roots, bark. We are bedded in the ground. We are rocks. We are oaks. We grow in the openings side by side. We browse. We are two among the wild herds, spontaneous as any. We are two fishes swimming in the sea together. We are what locust blossoms are. We drop scent around lanes, mornings and evenings. We are the coarse smut of beasts, vegetables, minerals. We are two predatory hawks. We soar above and look down. We are two resplendent suns. We it is who balance ourselves orbic and stellar. We are as two comets. We prowl fanged and four-footed in the woods. We spring on prey. We are two clouds, forenoons and afternoons, driving overhead. We are seas mingling. We are two of those cheerful waves rolling over and each other and interwetting each other. We are what the atmosphere is, transparent, receptive, pervious, impervious. We are snow, rain, cold, darkness. We are each product and influence of the globe. We have circled and circled till we have arrived home again. We too. We have voided all but freedom and all but our own joy. Richard Wilbur, A Wedding Toast. St. John tells how, at Cana's wedding feast, the water pots poured wine in such amount that by his sober count there were 100 gallons at the least. It made no earthly sense, unless to show how whatsoever love elects to bless brims to a sweet excess that can without depletion overflow. Which is to say that when love sees is true, that the world's fullness is not made but found. Life hungers to abound and pour its plenty out for such as you. Now, if your loves will lend an ear to mine, I toast you both, good son and dear new daughter. May you not lack for water, and may that water smack of Cana's wine. Traditional Abenaki song. Come, my beloved, let us go up the shining mountain and sit together. We will watch the sun go down in beauty from that shining place. We will sit there till the night traveler rises in beauty above the shining mountain. We will watch him as he climbs to the skies. We will watch also the little stars following their chief. We will watch the northern lights playing their game of ball in their cold, glistening country. We will sit there on the beautiful mountain while the thunder beats his drum. We will see the flashes from the lit pipe of the lightning. We will see the great whirlwind race with the squall. We will sit there until all creatures drowse. There we will hear the great owl sing his usual song, "Go to sleep, go to sleep," and see all animals obey his call. We will sit there in beauty on the mountain and watch the small stars in their sleep sleepless flight. They do not mind the song, "Go to sleep." We will not mind it either, but sit more closely together and think of nothing but ourselves on the beautiful mountain. Again, it will be heard, "Go to sleep, go to sleep." And the night traveler will come closer to warn us that everything is sleeping except ourselves and the little stars. They and their chief are coursing along, and our minds go with them. Then the owl sleeps, and his call to sleep sleeps, and the lightning flash from a long way off, the great pipe is going out, and the thunder ceases to beat his drum. And though our bodies urge us to sleep, we sit in beauty, very still, upon the shining mountain. Aristophanes, the Peace, a Wedding Song. It's time to say words of good omen and to bring forth the bridegroom and the bride. It's time for us to take torches and dance and rejoice. We can take the farm tools back to the fields after we've danced and poured wine and chased out bad luck, and after we've prayed to the gods of earth, sea, and sky to help us to an ample life, to grant us a good crop of barley, and plenty of wine, and figs to munch on, and that we bring forth children, supple-limbed, loud as their play, and that all the good things we lose by war are returned to us when we gather ripe fruit for the wedding feast, and the fiery sword has been put away. Variation on the word sleep. I would like to watch you sleeping. I would like to watch you sleeping. I would like to sleep with you, to enter your sleep as its smooth dark wave slides over my head, and walk with you through that loosened, wavering forest of blue-green leaves, with its watery sun and 3 moons, towards the cave where you must descend towards your worst fear. I would like to give you the silver branch, the small white flower, the one word that will protect you from the grief at the center of your dream, from the grief at the center. I would like to follow you up the long stairway again and become the boat that would row you back carefully, a flame in 2 cupped hands, to where your body lies beside me, and you enter it as easily as breathing in. I would like to be the air that inhabits you for a moment only. I would like to be that unnoticed and that necessary. own song. This love is as good as oil and honey to the throat, as linen to the body, as fine garments to the gods, as incense to worshippers when they enter in, as the little seal ring to my finger. It is like a ripe pear in a man's hand. It is like the dates we mix with wine. It is like the seeds the baker adds to bread. We will be together even when old age comes, and the days in between will be food set before us, dates and honey, bread and wine. Untitled poems. I unpetaled you like a rose to see your soul, and I didn't see it. But everything around, horizons of lands and of seas, everything out to the infinite, was filled with a fragrance enormous and alive. To the bridge of love, old stone between high cliffs, eternal meeting place, red dusk, I come with my heart. My beloved is only water, which is always flowing and doesn't deceive, which is always flowing and doesn't change, which is always flowing and doesn't end. Kabir. The flute of interior time is played whether we hear it or not. What we mean by love is its sound coming in. When love hits the farthest edge of excess, it reaches a wisdom, and the fragrance of that is knowledge. It penetrates our thick bodies. It goes through walls. Its network of notes has a structure as if a million suns were arranged inside. This tune has truth in it. Where else have you heard a sound like this? Lawrence, from Know Deeply, Know Thyself More Deeply. Go deeper than love, for the soul has greater depths. Love is like the grass, but the heart is deep wild rock, molten, yet dense and permanent. Go down to your deep old heart and lose sight of yourself, and lose sight of me, the me whom you turbulently loved. Let us lose sight of ourselves and break the mirrors, for the fierce curve of our lives is moving again to the depths out of sight, in the deep, living heart. D.H. Lawrence, from Fidelity. Man and woman are like the earth that brings forth flowers in summer, and love, but underneath is rock. Older than flowers, older than ferns, older than foraminiferae, older than plasm, altogether is the soul underneath. And when, throughout all the wild chaos of love, slowly a gem forms in the ancient, once more molten rocks of two human hearts, two ancient rocks, a man's heart and a woman's, that is the crystal of peace, the slow, hard jewel of trust, the sapphire of fidelity, the gem of mutual peace emerging from the wild chaos of love. Pablo Neruda, from Sonnet 12. Loving is a journey with water and with stars, with smothered air and abrupt storms of flower. Loving is a clash of lightning bolts and two bodies defeated by a single drop of honey. Kiss by kiss, I move across your small infinity, your borders, your rivers, your tiny villages, and the genital fire transformed into delight runs through the narrow pathways of the blood until it plunges down like a dark carnation, until it is and is no more than a flash in the night. Christina Rossetti, Untitled. My heart is like a singing bird whose nest is in a watered shoot. My heart is like an apple tree whose boughs are bent with thick-set fruit. My heart is like a rainbow shell that paddles in a halcyon sea. My heart is gladder than all these, because my love is come to me. Raise me a dais of silk and down, hang it with vair and purple dyes, carve it in doves and pomegranates, and peacocks with 100 eyes. Work it in gold and silver grapes, in leaves and silver fleur-de-lis, because the birthday of my life is come, my love is come to me. hailstone, plenty of water, living water. Keep me in one place and scatter the love. Leaf moves in a wind, straw drawn toward amber. All parts of the world are in love, but they do not tell their secrets. Cows grazing on a sacramental table, ants whispering in Solomon's ear, mountains mumbling an echo, sky calm. If the sun were not in love, he would have no brightness. The side of the hill, no grass on it. The ocean would come to rest somewhere. Be a lover as they are, that you come to know your beloved. Be faithful, that you may know faith. The other parts of the universe did not accept the next responsibility of love as you can. They were afraid they might make a mistake. The inspired knowing that springs from being in love. Rumi. This marriage be wine with halva, honey dissolving in milk. This marriage be the leaves and fruit of a date tree. This marriage be women laughing together for days on end. This marriage a sign for us to study. This marriage beauty. This marriage a moon in a light blue sky. This marriage, this silence fully mixed with spirit. Sappho, song for the goddess of love. Leave Crete, Aphrodite, and come to this sacred place, encircled by apple trees, fragrant with offered smoke. Here, cold springs sing softly amid the branches. The ground is shady with roses. From trembling young leaves, a deep drowsiness pours. In the meadow, horses are cropping the wildflowers of spring. Scented fennel blows on the breeze. In this place, Lady of Cyprus, pour the nectar that honors you into our cups, gold and raised for the drinking. From the Song of Songs. I have come into my garden, my sister, my bride. I have gathered the myrrh and spices. I have eaten from the honeycomb. I have drunk the milk and the wine. Feast, friends, and drink till you are drunk with love. Wake up, my love, my companion, and come away. Come, winter is over now. The rains are done. Wildflowers cover the fields. Now is the time of the nightingale. In every meadow you hear the song of the turtle dove. The fig has sweetened its new green fruit, and the young budded vines smell spicy. Wake up, my love, my companion, and come away. Bind me as a seal upon your heart, a sign upon your arm. For love is as fierce as death, its jealousy bitter as the grave. Even in its sparks are a raging fire, a devouring flame. Great seas cannot extinguish love, no river can sweep it away. If a man tried to buy love with all the wealth of his house, he would be despised. William Carlos Williams, The Rewaking. Sooner or later, we must come to the end of striving to re-establish the image of the rose. But not yet, you say, extending the time indefinitely. By your love, until a whole spring rekindle the violet to the very lady's slipper. And so, by your love, the very sun itself is revived.